This weekend project starts at my local hardware store. I'm going to grab a 10-foot long piece of ABS pipe that's 3 inches wide. But after I bought it, I noticed that it was too wide, so I took it out to the truck in the parking lot and cut it with my jigsaw. And now I'm back at my shop. And these right here are going to get cut down to a couple of different pieces. I'm going to start with the base that's going to be 18 inches. I'm going to use my miter saw and slowly cut through the pipe. It does make the edges a little jagged, but a little bit of sandpaper will rough it up and get it nice and smooth. Once I do that, I'm going to put a little stop block on my miter saw. I'm going to cut some 1x3 boards about 8 inches long. Once I get those cut, I'm going to need 4 for each light post. I'm going to cut a little 45-degree notch on there to give it a little bit of a design. It looks great. Once I get that done, I'm going to put 4 of these legs around the pipe. Look at this nice design that I have, how each leg is going to make it nice and sturdy. Using my brad nailer, I'm going to put a nail onto each end, combining all the boards together, and then I'm going to pre-drill and use a screw on 2 of the sides to hold the base together. That's going to make it nice and sturdy. Then I'm going to turn it on its side on my workbench and take a 1x2 board, again pre-drilling up and down on this 18-inch base, putting my screws in. That's going to secure this board to the pipe. And then going up 9 inches, I'm going to put a couple of 6-inch pieces in. Once I get that done, on the very top piece, I'm going to cut out a nice wood round from a scrap piece of board and put that on. That's going to be my top cap. Once that's dry, I'm going to take it outside and give it a nice coat of black paint. I'm going to spray not just the wood, but also the pipe to give it a nice sheen. I'm going to let that dry for a few hours, and then I'm going to grab these battery-operated LED lights. Starting with the pack at the bottom where the batteries are, pulling the tape off, I'm going to start installing the LEDs up and down on the inside of the wood through the pipes. Now, because this LED strip is long enough, I'm able to go up to the top and back down again to give it some extra light. Next, it's tray liner or some drawer liner. I'm going to cut this one in half because it's 20 inches wide. I only need 10 inches. I'm going to use a hot glue gun to put some hot glue down the sides of the pipe, and then I'm going to bring the tray liner up over and start securing it, doing it steadily, cutting it to fit. I'm going to keep doing this so I circle all of the tubes. It's a great piece instead of using plexiglass, which is a little too tough to make this tight circle. Once I get all of the hot glue done and I wrap it all the way around, watch this, it's time to bring them in and light them up. And look at this. I love how they can change colors and you can use a remote.
Using a handsaw, I carefully cut through the entire piece of plastic. Using my hot glue gun, I applied a large amount of glue around the rim of the cylinder. Then I flipped the first plate upside down and pushed it firmly against the glued pipe. Once both plates have been securely fastened, flip your candle base over so that the plates are flat on the floor. I covered the entire cylinder and plate from top to bottom in metallic spray paint. Next, I grabbed a piece of decorative ribbon and wrapped it twice around the bottom edge of the cylinder. This was to cover any unsightly lumps that the hot glue had left in the previous step. Grab your glass votives and place them inside the top of the cylinders. Ta-da! Your guests will never believe that these beautiful freestanding candle holders were made using pieces of plastic PVC pipe.
Head to your local hardware store and grab some 1x2s. I got a 6-foot length and a 4-foot length, and you're also going to want to grab a pack of those wire fairy lights. Once you get them back to the house, hold the 6-foot and 4-foot length up together and make a little mark with your pencil where the 4-foot mark is. This is going to help you cut that 6-foot length into a 4-foot piece and a 2-foot piece. Once that's done, I happen to have a piece of a 2x4. You can use any kind of scrap wood as long as it will work for a base. Screw through to the 1x2 and have it grab on and hold it in place. And then grab that 2-foot piece, and I just used some nice long finishing nails and secured the top piece to the 2 4-foot lengths using that. Once that's done, it's time to paint. Just make sure there's no dust or any kind of debris on it, and then grab your favorite color spray paint. Here I'm using this nice purple color and give it a nice even coat. Then grab those wire fairy lights, leaving the base piece at the bottom, the one with the batteries, and go ahead and start wrapping your fairy lights around. I did this added one strand and thought it definitely needs some more. So I went and bought a second strand and looped them around. And then boom, it made such a huge difference to have two sets of lights. It's so bright and it really brightens up this corner. I hope that you guys run out and try this yourself and that it adds a little bright, shiny spot to your party or a kid's room or just really anywhere in your house.
Let's head down to our local hardware store and grab a 3-inch pipe that's 2 foot long. What I need to do is cut this in half. Easy to do since it's 2 foot long. We're just going to make a mark at the 12-inch line. I can use any type of saw, skill saw, or anything like that. I have a Sawzall, and it works great. Just cuts right through. Now, the ends of these might be a little rough from the cut. Just take a little bit of 80 grit sandpaper, rub it all the way around, and it'll smooth it right out. Now, we're going to need 3 different sizes of drill bits, large, medium, and small. Start with the small drill bit. We are going to go randomly around the pipe and drill holes. You will see from here what kind of pattern you're looking for. And that pattern is no pattern. Pattern is bad, random is good. We're just going to go all up and down drilling holes. Don't cross the halfway mark though. Once you get a good amount of holes in there, it's time we're going to switch over to the medium drill bit. Starting in the middle, with the medium drill bit, we're going to go ahead and drill out the holes a little larger. It's easier to do because we've already drilled it with the smaller drill bit. Switch to the largest and drill out a few of the small holes on the bottom. So as you can see, as we start to paint, we got small, medium, and large. Now with the paint, it covers pretty good. You want to go small little bursts. If it takes 2 or 3 coats, that's better because then you won't get too many runs with the paint. Once you get it all covered up, it's going to look really good. Make sure you get the inside too. Let's let that dry, and now I grab some little Jenga pieces from the dollar store. Go ahead and get some wood glue and put it on the bottom. Use this scrap piece of wood that I have, and I'm going to glue these down. Now, these scrap pieces of wood are a little bit longer than the pipe, and it's going to do great as a spacer. Once we get it all glued up, I'm going to take some black spray paint and paint this wood. I'm only going to go, though, with 1 coat because I want the grain of the wood to kind of come through a little bit. When it dries up, you'll see that it doesn't give it a complete coverage. My only problem, though, is the solar lights that I'm going to use. They're actually a little bit too small, but I've got a solution. Take some hot glue, and again, I got some rope from the dollar store. I'm going to go ahead and glue that on the inside of the pipe at the top. Now, just keep wrapping that string all the way around, and it's going to glue in there great. That's going to be our little barrier that's going to hold our light in. As you can see, it holds firm. All we have to do is drop the light in, and look at that. It fits perfect, and it's flush with the top. Now it's time to take that board we painted, turn it around, and we're just going to put a mounting hook on the back. Just one simple one will work since it's lightweight. Now, once everything is dry, we're going to take some hot glue, put a good amount on both of those little Jenga pieces that are sticking up. We're going to take our pipe, center it, and go ahead and push it down firmly. It's going to hold up really nice. This is not going to be a problem. Now with the solar lights, you click the button and watch this. When it's dark, the light comes on, as you can see from this example. Mount the light, drop in the solar light, and it looks great just sitting on the wall. But when night comes, look at that light up. Just amazing how the light goes down the wall and it also shines through the holes. It does a great job welcoming our guests and family as they arrive at our house late at night. I love how these solar lights turned out, and I hope it inspires you to build your own DIY pipe solar lights. Thank you for watching Home Talk, and we'll see you next time.